What's going on? It's your boy Breezy. Hey, I'm back, man. a.k.a. 49ers Breezy. You see that name down there. Make sure you give me a follow. I'm here from Number Niners, and I'm bringing you the 7th edition of our fan mock draft show. Now, listen, before we get this show started, before I even kick off all the formalities and all that good stuff, man, I told y'all I was going to bring you something special. I told y'all I was working on the theme song. This joint was written and produced by your boy Breezy. Oh, man, I can't wait to play this for you. It's an exclusive, man. I'm going to go ahead and play this joint real quick for you, and we're going to get the show crack-a-lacking. You heard? No fakes, we spinning, we winning, we high stakes, we never miss, we all mix. Look at us dudes trying to prove, bringing you news with nothing to lose. Mike, Nick, Tony, Wayne, Method Man, we bring the pain. See, I'm a confessor. Hey, we under the pressure. Woo! Breezy. Who we are, boy? We them nothing but Niners. We nothing. But. Hey. Oh. My East Coast swag. Woo. West Coast, what's up? Worldwide. Hey. It's your boy Breezy, man. Now, like I said, you guys are going to do me a favor. You guys going to hit that like and subscribe button right there down there on the bottom. Make sure you following us on Twitter and Snapchat at nothing but 9 NERS. Again, that's nothing but 9 NERS. We are also on Facebook. We are also on Instagram, man. You got some photos you want to send us? Make sure you send us your stuff, man. We'll go ahead and post some things up there, man. Make sure you follow us on our Facebook group. Our Facebook group is huge, and we would love to have you. We love you guys post great 49ers content. We also have our own website, www.nothingbutniners, spelled all the way out.com. This is where you can find the latest news, all the things that's going on. We have great writers, great articles, great stories for you guys to go ahead and take a listen to or read or whatever it is you choose to do. Yeah, we working on audio books. As you can see, we got some audio playing, so you will be able to listen to some stuff. All right. Now, if you go to our website, you guys can also go and shop and get your gear, your Nothing But Niners gear. That's at shopnb9ners.com. Shop nothingbutniners.com. Make sure you stop by there. Get yourself a coffee mug. I know all you morning people, my West Coast people, it's still morning out there, right? Make sure you go ahead and get you a mug. Get you a teacup, whatever it is you choose to drink. We're working on water bottles for those that exercise and like to drink water. We got a whole bunch of things that we got coming out for you guys, man. Before we go ahead and get into this show, this is going to be the 7th edition of our show, man. Shout out to my man Nick. He did a show last night. Cool draft with my boy Nathan. Yo, I thought it was a great show. Nathan had a slew of picks, man. That boy was trading. We had like 45 picks in like the whole draft. We went from 7 to like 45. I'm just exaggerating. It was just a lot of picks, and I didn't even know what to do with. After pick 9, I was lost. Like, you know what I'm saying? But he had some people in there, some good people that he decided to draft. All right, man. I'm gonna bring on today's special guest. It's my boy Kevy Kev. All right, we're gonna bring him on in here. What's going on, baby?
What's up, Niner Faithful? What's going on, man? Thanks for having me on the show.
Anytime, bro. Anytime. Now, listen, man. We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna use our FN mock draft simulator.
Sounds good.
We're gonna add the stream. Make sure you guys are you seeing that screen nice and cool. I decided to not use the green screen feature today because the green screen decided to it was bugging out on us. I don't know if it's our service or provider or whatever it is. But we're not going to use the green screen feature. But I do got my backdrop. I still rep the Niners 100% all day, every day. Oh, I sound like Nick right there. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get this draft crack-a-lacking. You are going to be the GM. Again, the rules are this. You're going to get your pick inside your head. You're going to have this pick. You're going to say, I'm ready. I got my pick. I'm going to play I'll make the announcement for you. After I make the announcement, you go ahead and select your pick. You cool with that, Kev?
Yes, sir.
All right. And then the fans, guys, you guys got to make sure you give me the thumbs up so I can give the right. Or you going to give me the thumbs down so I can give the All right. Now, I know you guys aren't out there drafting, but I know you drafting with us. But Kevin's going to be our GM for today, and we're going to go ahead and get this draft started. I'm going to start the simulation. Kev, are you ready?
Yes, sir. Let's go.
All right, here we go. We're going to do this at normal speed. I'll go ahead and read the first 12 picks for you. I know you can see them, but I just like to read. I got to practice on my reading skills due to the coronavirus. All right, pick 1. We got Joe Burrow going to the Cincinnati Bengals. Pick 2. We got Chase Young going to the Washington Redskins. Pick 3. Jeffrey Okuda going to the Detroit Lions. 4. Isaiah Simmons to the Giants. Derek Brown to the Dolphins. Andrew Thomas to the Chargers. Jerry Jeudy to the Panthers. They finally gonna get some wide receiver help out there. Mekhi Becton goes to the Cardinals. CD Lamb goes to the Jaguars. CJ Henderson is drafted by the Cleveland Browns. Trayvon Diggs, the second quarterback taken, is going to the New York Football Jets. And Henry Ruggs, I'm going to pull you up from under me. Ruggs is going to the Las Vegas. I wanted to say Los Angeles. I wanted to say Oakland, but it's the Las Vegas Raiders. Yo, Kev, you are on the clock. What do you want to do with the 13th pick?
Well, I was hoping that there would be a wide receiver there because this would work out very nicely. But what I'm going to do here is I know that Tampa Bay, their offensive line is horrible. Okay, they gave up like 45-plus sacks to Jameis Winston. They even have a less mobile quarterback in Tom Brady. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to trade this pick to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
We're going to Tampa Bay. Now, what are you trying to give up? 13?
Just 13. I'm only giving up 13. I'm going to take the 14. I'm going to take the 139. I'm going to take the 194. A third round for next year. And a 7th round for next year.
You think that Tampa's going to give you all of this for the 13th pick? Oh, let's go.
I think it's going to happen. The reason why I think it could happen because we could package in Goodwin or Pettison with this trade as well. Because
okay.
they're looking for a third.
Whoa! The trade has been accepted. Did not mean to cut you off. I'm just fabricasted. That's a lot. I like it. You got the 49ers, some draft capital. Let's get back to the simulator. We are only moving one spot down, ladies and gentlemen. That's one spot back. We have gone from the 13th to the 14th pick thanks to Kevin and his GM skills. Let's see where Kevin is going. Now, you have the 14th pick in the 2020 draft. What would you like to do next?
Okay, here. Can you maybe just scroll down over on the right side, see the players available?
Is this a certain position you would like for me to go to? I could do it like that if it's easier.
Well, originally, if a wide receiver was there, I would actually, and I'm going to do this anyway, even though there's no wide receiver there available, but just to kind of show where my mind is working, I'm actually going to make another trade with the Denver Broncos.
Whoa. So we're going to do trade back 2 times. This time we're going to go back another spot. All right, let's go check out the Denver Broncos. Why do I always struggle finding the Broncos? I don't know. All right. So we're going to trade the 14th pick, correct?
No, we're going to trade the 31st pick.
We're trading the 31st pick. So you're going to give Denver. Okay. And what are you trying to get?
Also, go ahead and give up next year's first.
Woo!
And a third. And the reason why I'm keeping Tampa Bay's third is because I feel like we're going to do better in the season, so that'll still be a higher pick in the third round next year. So what I'm going for is I'm going to want their 15. I'm going to want their 178, their 252, 254, their next year 5th and 7th. And hopefully this works out.
Now let me look at this, right? We're only giving up the 31st pick. We're taking their pick, their 15th pick. So now you're going to have 14 and 15. And you're giving up next year's first. So I can see that, right? And you're giving up next year's third. You decided not to give up Tampa's third because you feel like the Tampa Bay are going to suck and they're gonna have a higher pick. I got you. So not suck, but just have a higher pick. And then you're asking for 178, which is a 6th-round pick, 252 and 254, which is more 7th-round picks and some capital for next year. Then let's see if this goes through. I mean, you might be working the hat. Whoa, wait a minute.
There you go.
Wait a minute. What is going on here? Okay, we're going to go ahead. And now the San Francisco 49ers now have picks 14 and 15 in the 1st round. All right, they no longer have their 31st pick. They have 14 and 15 in the 1st round. What would you like to do next?
Yes, sure. Well, if Judy, Lamb, or Ruggs were there, I would pick them with 14. But because they're not, and we have back-to-back picks, I'm going to take with the 14th overall pick. I'm going to take.
Hold up. With the 14th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the San Francisco 49ers select
Javon Kinlaw.
Defensive tackle out of South Carolina. Talk about it, baby.
Well, he's a great nose tackle, 3-technique player. He's got good speed. He's got violent hands. He can push back the defensive line and let our linebackers come in and fill the gaps and tackle. So I think he could potentially have the same amount of production as Buckner in his first year. I could definitely see him having 6.5, 7 sacks, 50 total tackles, 25 pressures. So you can't really replace a guy like Buckner. But I think the closest thing we have in this draft at this point is to get a guy like Kinlaw to fill that need.
Yeah, man, I'm just reading some of his positives, man. Big guy. The thing I love about Kinlaw, he's a monster. Like a monster, right? He's a monster. Large, athletic DT who's developing a 3-down game. I'm going through his negatives, and he just must develop more moves, and with his hands. I feel like that can be taught, especially when we have one of the best D-line coaches in the league. I mean, am I right or am I right? Like, you know what I mean? Great pick. Great value. The trade, I'm still tripping over the trades, and you did something that I didn't see. I didn't try this. You got me. I'm gonna go back and have to do some more mock drafting. I like this. All right. So the San Francisco's with the 14th pick, the 49ers selected defensive tackle Javon Kinlaw. Listen, my man Dre always tunes in. He was the first one to give you a thumbs up.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it, Dre.
Now, the 49er faithful out there, whoever tuning into this show, are a little bit weird or a little bit concerned because you got a lot of picks in this draft. So let's see what you're going to do with it next. You have the 15th pick. Is your guy on the board? Are you looking to trade some more?
So I was watching a mock draft show earlier. CBS Sports did one, and they had this player going this high to Denver. I think it's a little bit of a reach. However, we don't know what Jalen Hurd's going to be like when he comes back. I know he was cleared by his personal doctors, but he was not cleared by the 49ers staff yet. We need a big body who can get into the red zone and make things happen. This guy has the record at Clemson for touchdown catches in his career. I do believe we could possibly trade down and get him, but for me, if Ruggs, Judy, and Lamb are not there, we got to go with a player who can help us stretch the field, get contested catches. And so when you're ready, Breezy, I'm ready to make this pick.
All right. With the 15th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the San Francisco 49ers select
T. Higgins, wide receiver from Clemson.
T. Higgins, wide receiver from Clemson. Man, talk about this kid, man. Why, out of all the receivers on the board, did you feel like he should be your first? He was your top choice after the other three were gone.
He's got good speed. He didn't participate at the combine because he explained that his season was so long playing in the college football playoff that he didn't want to hurt his draft stock. And so he didn't compete. He said he was tired. He wasn't fully recovered from the season. But this guy is physical. He's fast. He's big. He can make contested catches. He can go down the field. He makes defenses worry about him. I believe he ran a sub 4.4 I'm not 100% sure on that, but if you look online, it says sub 4.4. So he's got speed. He's not 4.2 fast like Ruggs, but a guy who's that size who can run that fast is definitely somebody you have to worry about if you're scheming against the Niners next season.
Yeah, man. You're getting some mixed reviews, man. You're getting some saying that it was a reach. You're getting some saying that, oh, you could have got him later, blah, 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 whatever. You got some thumbs down, but the first one I saw was a thumbs up. So we're going to go ahead and give you that applause, man. Now, listen. If you guys got to be the first one, man. I don't mind giving the thumbs down. You know what I'm saying? But if I don't see the thumbs down first and I'm scrolling back to check, I'm going to go with what I see first. Is a thumb up or a thumb down. That's what gives the reaction. All right. You guys are doing a great job out there. Thank you so much for, helping us out with the reactions, guys. Yo, this is going crazy, man. The 49ers selected 2 picks in the first round, just like I thought, right? And not only did they select them in the first round, they selected them back to back and right in the middle of the meat of the draft. All right. So my man Kevin has addressed 2 things. He's addressed the 2 positions that we lost in the offseason. Okay. He addressed the defensive tackle position. We lost DeForest Buckner to a trade to the Indianapolis Colts, and we replaced DeForest Buckner with that 13th pick. Not only did we do that, we lost Emmanuel Sanders to free agency, and we replaced Emmanuel Sanders with T. Higgins. I can tell you right now, if my boy Mike is watching, he is slapping you high fives all day, Kevin, because this is his guy, T. Higgins. All right, listen, we are going to move forward.
And now a lot of people may not like this because we won't have a lot of picks until we get to that 139 slot. The reason why I'm not trading back or trading up to get Cesar Ruiz in the mid-20s is because I would rather have a guy like Weston Richburg. Granted, he's injury prone.
Now, quick question before you keep explaining. Do you want me to resume draft, and or do you want to propose another trade before I hit? Okay.
Go ahead, keep going.
All right. Now you go ahead, keep talking. Your show.
There's going to be a lot of downtime because we've got about 100 picks to get to. But I'm telling you guys, moving forward, we're going to be okay, and I'll show you why in this mock draft. But I would rather have a guy like Weston Richburg going into his, it's going to be maybe his 4th season.
Correct.
With Kyle Shanahan, and I get Cesar Ruiz as a solid interior offensive lineman. In 2019, he gave up 0 sacks, 2 QB hits, and 7 pressures.
Talk about my Michigan boy. Let's go.
That's pretty outstanding, especially when they're playing in the Big Ten. You're facing lines with Penn State, Ohio State. So I like Cesar Ruiz a lot. And I think he could definitely be a compliment, but we already have 2 decent centers on our team. And center is the most important position on Kyle Shanahan's offensive line. So I'd rather have a guy like Richburg and Garland going into their 4th and 2nd season with him than a rookie coming in and starting right away, because it's going to take a while for him to learn the system.
Hey, those are some great thoughts. My only issue or my only concern, though, is Richburg is coming off of an injury. Yeah. And if this is his 2nd injury with the 49ers, correct? This one was the worst out of the 2, right? But this one caused him to miss the rest of the season. And we don't know coming back into the season, like how it's going to pan out. Do you think we still may draft a center if there is one available later on in the draft that definitely fits the Kyle Shanahan system? Because the center is the most important piece to that offensive line.
Absolutely.
It's the thing that makes it go left or right, right? So my question is, do you think we still need to address it, or do you think there might be some free agent out there that we might be able to bring in, or is there someone on the team other than Garland that might be able to slide into that combo position? You know what I'm saying? Because the center is the most important position, yo. And yes, Garland did a hell of a job, and he earned his year. You know what I'm saying, with the 49ers, and it's cool. But we all know that the system works super well with Richburg. Like it's like that. And we're hoping he gets his feet, his legs back, you know what I'm saying, and all that good stuff. But what do you think? Do you still try to address it without going after the Ruiz kid from Michigan?
Yeah, I'm going to definitely address it later in the draft. But if you look at, I know Weston Richburg is injury prone, but if you look at his record, Jimmy G and Kyle Shanahan's record with Weston Richburg at the center position, I think it's like 22-5 or something like that. So why would you want to break something up that's working, even though you have an injury risk? I would rather take somebody who's consistently winning rather than trying to bring in somebody and compete for that position as a rookie. Does that make sense?
That makes perfect sense. All right, guys, for those that are just tuning in, the picks so far, we've did some trading. All right, so that's what I like to call trading. All right, we traded back twice in the first round, and we were able to land picks 14 and 15 and a bunch of capital going forward. All right, we were able to draft Javon Kinlaw, defensive tackle out of South Carolina, and wide receiver T. Higgins out of Clemson. Those are our 2 first round draft picks. We are now moving on to pick 139.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So go ahead and look at the running backs.
My guy. Where are we going? Do you see a guy on the board?
Yes, sir. This guy, he is a monster. He's a kick returner, running back, wide receiver, at the University of Memphis.
Hold on.
2019. Oh, sorry.
Don't give it away, man. Just talk about it. Like
yeah, no, cool. And he's a 1-year starter, but in that one season, he had 12 touchdowns. He had 33 carries for over 350 yards. So if you average that out, that's 11 yards a carry. Mm-hmm. Okay. He had, I think it was just under 40 catches for almost 800 yards. So his yards per catch is about 20, which is the same as what Ruggs had at Alabama. Okay. Oh, yeah. And in his return game, he had almost 700 yards returning with an average of 28 yards per return. This guy can do it all. He's listed as a running back, but I think he could do it all. He's 6'2", 220 pounds, and runs a sub 4.4. And that is, I'm ready to make my pick, Breezy, when you're ready.
Whew, that sounds so good with them bells. All right, with the 139th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the San Francisco 49ers select
Antonio Gibson, running back, Memphis.
All right, man. Listen, you told us a lot about a running back that I have not had on my radar. There's some guys in here that I have. I can't wait to check this guy out. Can't wait to go ahead and get some film. I want to read a little bit about him, all right? So sure. He's a junior college transfer who started his final season at Memphis. This is probably why he played that 1 year you were talking about. Dang, in his first year, he was first team all AAC honors as a returner, second team all AAC honors as a wide receiver. Wait a minute, you saying to me that he played returner and wide receiver, but he's a running back? That's what you're saying to me?
They listed him in this draft as a running back. I think he can play running back as well. But this would be kind of a replacement for. I love Richie James. I think he's underrated, but I think this guy Gibson could come in and compete for that third running back spot, that fourth wide receiver spot, and he would be an upgrade in kick returning.
So. Did you just find a combo player on the offense, bro? Is that what you just found?
That's what I was looking for. Kyle loves his versatility, so you got to know somebody like that.
Man, they need to hire you. You absolutely right. He loves versatility. Hey, man, this sounds like a good pick. I got to go back and stream up because I'm sitting here looking at your picks. Let's see what I got. Did we get a thumbs down? Oh, where we go? Look, 122. Here it is. It's a thumbs up. Wow. You must got some fans out there. Woo! Now we got some people saying that we don't need running backs and things like that, and but I think I'm gonna let you go ahead and explain that, but I think I get where you're coming from. All right, you said that this guy is a versatile player. He's listed as a running back, but he also can play punt returner. Hey guys, look, I don't know about you, but as much as I like my boy, RJJ, something wasn't right this past season when it came to the return game. Like he didn't bring me that oh yeah, like I wasn't worried about him fumbling the ball. I just thought we were going to get more in return out of a returner. Okay, so you're bringing in a guy that can compete with that, even though we signed somebody in the offseason named Travis Benjamin. But you said he also can receive. This is crazy. Is there anything you wanted to add to that?
Well, with 33 carries, I'm imagining some of those were some of the same things that Deebo Samuel does in this offense. He's a little bit faster than Deebo, and he's actually 3 inches taller and about 5 pounds heavier. So he's a guy that can be very versatile in this offense. He's got good hands, and he's fast. He runs a sub 4.4. So I think all around he'd be a great player in this offense.
I know Kyle likes running backs. I know Kyle likes fast players and wide receivers. If he goes running back, I'm hoping this is the guy that they go with. All right, let's keep moving forward.
And one last thing, briefly, before we move on is because of the type of plays that we run. I don't know if you guys remember, but a couple years ago, our top 2 or 3 running backs were gone due to injury. So you need depth at running back with Kyle Shanahan's system. Because what if Tevin Coleman goes down? What if Mostert goes down? And then you're left with Jeff Wilson and then somebody from the practice squad. You want somebody who's electric who can come in and possibly fill that role in case somebody gets injured.
Yeah, and Breeda's still on the squad. He didn't sign his
Breeda's still on the squad,
but he's still on the squad. But this might be an upgrade over Breida, right? If Breida went undrafted and proved himself to be a fast guy in the running backs, he just couldn't stay healthy. And maybe this is the way they move forward with Breida. Maybe this is competition coming in. Like, guys, he has tons of picks, man. So it's not like he got 5 picks to where he has to get these right on the spot. You know what I'm saying? You're right. Some of these guys won't make the squad, but who knows? This guy go out there and ball out. He could probably make this squad. All right, let's go ahead and move forward. Am I going to resume?
Yes, go ahead, man.
All right.
So we've got about 20 picks to go until we get to the next one. And what I like about this next player, if he's there, he played in the SEC, and he performed well in big games. So if you want to go to the tight ends.
Let's go to tight ends. All right.
Okay.
I mean, keep the school out of it because I want to keep it a suspense.
Yeah, no problem. He only had a few touchdowns during the regular season, but in the college football playoff, I believe he had 4 touchdowns and showed out, won a national championship this year. So I'm ready to make my pick.
All right. With the 156th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the San Francisco 49ers select
Randy Moss's baby boy, Thaddeus Moss, tight end LSU.
He went with the Thaddeus Moss. All right, man. Why don't you talk a little bit about Moss, man?
Well, he's fast. I think he runs a 4.6. I believe Kittle ran 4.51 or 4.52 at the combine, so he's fast. He's got good hands, and he's got those genes, man. We haven't seen him play down in the NFL, but I think he would be a great complement to George Kittle. The only thing I'm not 100% sure about is his blocking. That's because LSU threw the ball a lot because they had Joe Burrow and amazing receivers. So that's something you may have to work on. But I think all around he could be an incredible player for this team.
You know, it's funny because when you go to the negatives, it says he's unpolished in all aspects of the game, which means he's still working on, parts of his game. It says he can be a stiff blocker, must improve his balance and ball security. The foot injury from 2019 can keep him on the sidelines for a while. So they may be bringing in an injured player, but I feel like he's a dynamic player. So is this something that the 49ers may be willing to do to complement the one and only George Kittle? We always are looking for pieces, to complement. And don't forget, we got the Ross Dwelly piece too. So we can run 13 personnel. The 49ers like having 2, 3 tight ends, maybe even 4 tight ends on their roster. So having these 3 can be, and definitely I think could be a upgrade, and they all complement one another. You know what I mean? So this is pretty cool. All right, let's see, man. Let's see if we getting likes on that pick. I see thumbs up. I gotta go back time. Man, I've gotten nothing but thumbs up first. So here we go.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
All right, man. You are killing this mock draft. Let's just do a quick recap because we are in the 5th round and we have our, if I'm not mistaken, 4 picks. We've picked 4 picks, right? And then we're moving on and to pick 176. Now, for those that are just tuning in, look at the amount of picks that we have. I wonder if there's going to be some trade to where we give some of these picks, up to get another higher pick. You know what I mean? I don't know. Not the GM. It's probably something I would be considered doing because you're bringing in, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, so you have 12 total draft picks in this particular draft. All right, so we are moving on to pick 176. All right, and let's go ahead and resume the draft, and we'll see where we're going forward. We're almost there.
Perfect.
All right, here's who's still available. Let's go through some of these higher name guys that they feel like are available while you're going ahead and talking about who you got in mind.
So I'm glad that this player is still here because I am about to address the offensive line. We need a player who can play guard. We need somebody who can play tackle. We need more help on the interior offensive line at the guard position than the tackle spot. But this guy is versatile. And I believe that he could come in if, let's say, Joe Staley goes down or we're moving Brunsville to right guard. I think this guy, he's played both of those positions in college. And they actually, at this university, they discovered that he was better as a left tackle than a right guard, but he can also play right guard as well. So we need depth. It's not a big name school. They're often one of the worst teams in the FBS. However, this guy can play in a zone blocking scheme. He's athletic. He can get downfield. And so when you're ready, Breezy, I can make this pick.
With the 176th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the San Francisco 49ers select
Hakeem Adeniji, tackle, Kansas.
Ooh. So now I got homework to do. So you guys give me homework. That's cool though. It's fine with me, man. It makes me more well versed when it comes to talking about players when I do my own shows. Listen, I have to go look up some stuff on this guy. You said that he was a great tackle. You said he was a combo tackle. Let's read a little bit about this particular player and see what they say. All right, 4-year starter. Named honorable mention all Big 12 his senior year. Let's see. Started one game at right tackle in 2017 and split time between left tackle and left guard. His positives: durable tackle prospect who has displayed consistent progress during his career. Exceptionally quick. That's important in this offense. Fires out to the second level. That's important to this offense. And nicely redirects to linebackers. That's important in this offense. Explodes into blocks, makes outstanding use of body positioning, and seals defenders from the action. Why is this guy so late in the draft? Who knows? Here's his negatives: a bit mechanical in pass protection, not fluid, overextends into blocks, must sink his butt better at the line of scrimmage, tends to fall off blocks rather than finish time. Tell me why you went this late to draft an offensive tackle.
Honestly, I like what we have at the offensive line. We just signed Compton, right? So that's another piece that we have. I think Brunsville is going to be, from a role player, I think he's going to be our starting right guard, unless somebody who can come in and beat him at that spot. I think we're going to have across the line. I think it's going to be Staley, Tomlinson, Richburg, then Brunsville and McGlinchey. So that's a pretty solid offensive line. Brunsville definitely performed last year when we needed him to. And the reason why I'm waiting is because we have plenty of pieces on the offensive line currently. We don't need anybody elite. And next year, there is a ton of offensive linemen that are going to be going. It's a deep offensive line this draft. And the reason why I'm taking players to help us win is because our Super Bowl window is next year and hopefully a few years after that. So this draft, I was thinking about going into it that we need to win now and not try to look to the years ahead. So I think Adeniji, he could come in. Let's say Brunsville goes down or Tomlinson goes down. I think he can step in and perform. So
great,
I took him here.
Great answer. And guess what you get? Now, again, there's some people that don't agree with your picks, right? But again, I'm going with the first that I see, and people know these people. They know the players you're naming, and they have things they are saying about these players. If you look at the comments, some people are saying bad pick. Some people are saying my man Khalil Young. He said, yo, he's a solid pick. He's versatile. Like, he's a combo guy, like a Sean Coleman, swing tackle. Who knows? He can play multiple positions. These are guys that Kyle needs on his line, because when learning the different types of redirections and different types of ways that the quarterback and the protections. Oh my gosh, learning that like it's probably super difficult, and that's probably why we don't see Jimmy G calling a lot of audibles at the offensive line. It starts with the center and it spreads itself out. Guys, this might be that year where we just bust the motherfucking NFL in the mouth. We just need to put the supplement right pieces back to keep building this machine. Like the pick, let's keep moving. Let's keep this going. We'll resume the draft. If I'm not mistaken, we are moving on.
Yes, sir. And that's why I traded. So now we have 176, and then we have another pick at 178.
Yes, we do.
So right here, I'm torn between taking two different wide receivers. I like these two players. They've got size. They're not as fast, but they've got size, much like T. Higgins. And these two players were the primary wideout at their specific schools this past season. They were their number one targets. So at 178, I'm going to go ahead and take a wide receiver.
With the 178th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the San Francisco 49ers select
Courtney Davis, wide receiver, Texas A&M. Breezy, I know this is your guy, man.
You better talk about him because this is my guy. Go ahead and let us know. Let the world know.
So he's got some size. He's about 6'1", 6'1 and a half. He's not super fast. I believe he runs a 4.5. But the guy produces against LSU, and LSU has dangerous secondary players. And this guy, I believe, had 4 touchdowns in a 7 overtime game against, I believe it was LSU, but correct me if I'm wrong, Breezy. But this guy has big playability. He's got great hands, and I think he could potentially come in and replace a guy like Dante Pettis. You know, Pettis at the beginning of the year was starting. He started against Tampa Bay. He started against Cincinnati, but then started to fall off. So I feel like by losing Goodwin and losing potentially Pettis to trades in this draft or in the offseason, I think we replace a guy like Pettis with somebody, Courtney Davis.
Man, you killing this draft, bro. You killing this draft. I'm not playing no boo sounds until I see a thumbs down first. So y'all got to be quick with the trigger fingers. Y'all got to be quick. All right. All you doing is go to the emojis and make sure your thumb up and your thumbs down. You ain't got to change the color. It doesn't matter if you're black or white. Who cares? Just make sure it's right there. So the first one I see is what I'm going to play. But I saw thumbs up first and I am scrolling back. And listen, I'm not talking about his picks. This is his draft. You know I love Courtney Davis, and we're going to keep it as that. We're not going to talk about anything else. Good pick, solid pick. Let's keep this draft going, all right? All right, we'll resume the draft in the San Francisco.
Hey, sorry about that.
I think we're going to pick 210. No, 194. Forgot. Listen, we got some. Look, guys, he hasn't drafted a quarterback yet. Are you guys frantic out there? You guys like, oh my God, he hasn't drafted a quarterback. We drafted 2 wide receivers. Oh my goodness, what are we doing? Guys, we had 12 picks. Okay, hold your horses. Let the man run his draft. He's doing a good job. Good job, Kev. All right, man, pick 194. Where are you going?
All right, hey, Breezy, can you hear me okay?
I hear you perfectly fine.
Okay. So with this player, I'm going to be adding to the offensive line depth. And so with this player, he can play. He's primarily a center, but he can play center, guard, or tackle. And in the system, they run quick hitting runs and screen passes. So he's athletic. He can get out and block. I really like him at this spot. It may be a slight reach for him, but because of the versatility, I think he would play right into what Kyle Shanahan needs. And so I'm ready to make your pick.
With the 194th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the San Francisco 49ers select.
They select, I think he's a center, Breezy. Sorry. Calvin Throckmorton, center out of
Oregon. Okay. Let's read a little bit about him, man. Now, we know how Oregon plays. We know they like to spread it out. We know they like to run, zone, all that good type of stuff. This might be a good guy. This might be a guy that fits well. This might be a good guy to compliment. And remember earlier in the show, I said, hey, Richburg's coming back off of an injury. He's kind of injury prone. He did take a restructure in his deal. That might be a reason why. We do have Garland who can play center and guard. But do you feel like we should draft a center that could come in just in case? And Kevin hit it right on the nail. He went after the center position. I didn't know where he was drafting a center, but he went for a center. Listen, college tackle, right? Who can play a multitude of positions on the O-line. This is some of the things he just talked to us about. He's patient in pass protection. He squares and knocks blockers back strong. Listen, we want a mauler. We're going to go get a mauler, all right? Felt like we ain't had one since you know who, and I ain't mentioning the Boone guy. All right, so patient in pass protection. He quickly sets up off the snap, fires into blocks, all right? Keeps his feet moving, controls the opponent, engaged. Can't believe these guys are going so late in the draft, right? Negatives. This is the hardest part. He does not seem confident in his base at times. All right. I feel like this can be worked on. My issue with this statement is the word confident. I have issues with that word. Either you're confident or either you're not. Now, I'm hoping confidence, which is something totally different than skill set, is in play here. And I'm hoping that that's not something that we have to worry about. Because I feel like when we're talking about players on the 49ers and they start lacking confidence, what happens? They lack play. So I'm hoping this is not a confidence issue. I'm just hoping this is a guy that just needs to get knocked on his ass and say, hey, let's go ahead and work on base. If he's a hard worker, the confidence won't be an issue. If he's not a hard worker, confidence may be an issue. And that's a bit scary because I feel like we have some players that deal with confidence a little bit differently on our team. What do you think about that?
Hey, Breezy, I think I'm having some technical. I can't really hear you, so I don't know if there's something going on with the audio.
Oh, all right. So, guys, are you hearing me out there clear or no? Thumbs up, thumbs down if you can hear me clear. Because I hear Kevin clear. Kevin's not hearing me clear. Just want to make sure before we keep moving on so we can go ahead and get this fixed up. Could be me. Just want to make sure I'm in. I'm all in.
That's okay. Yeah. We can move on to the next pick when you're ready.
All right, let's go ahead and move on. You still not hearing me clear, Kev? Yeah, Kevin's not hearing me. All right, we're going to move on to the next pick.
So I believe we have 210 next.
And this is an original pick.
Right after the Green Bay Packers, yeah. Okay, right. So pick 210. I don't believe that this player will be there at this spot in the draft. I think he's going to go a lot higher, but this is a mock draft, and he's still there. This guy is big, and he's physical. He could potentially replace a guy like Richard Sherman, or he could even come in and play right away at the cornerback position. I personally love Emmanuel Mosley. I like Mosley's physicality. I like his tackling. He's got good ball skills. I can't knock him for that one play in the Super Bowl. He had a pretty solid season up to that point. a.k.a. Witherspoon, I think that's somebody that we might look to move on from. I like a.k.a., but I think this guy could come in and potentially start or be corner number 3 behind Sherman and Mosley on the outside. So I'm ready to make the pick when you're ready, Breezy.
All right, really quick, can you hear me? So this is what I want you to do, right? Log out and then log back in, and then we'll after your pick. I don't know if you can hear me.
All right. I'll try logging out and back in real quick. Just give me a second.
No problem. So far, man, let's just do a quick recap on my man Kevin's picks, right? Because he has some good picks, man. All right, now let's not look at the names, okay? Let's look at the positions that he addressed. He addressed the defensive tackle position. Many of you guys want to get a defensive tackle. Some of you guys don't want a defensive tackle this high in the draft. He addressed the wide receiver position. Now, remember, there were 3 wide receivers already taken off the board before we got into the draft, right? Before we got to our picks. So even at pick 13, Judy Ruggs, I was about to call him Jugs. Judy Ruggs and Lamb were already taken off the board, and because of that, he decided to trade back. All right, and he ended up drafting White, and he ended up draft. We gotta know that that guy has some good physicalities to his game. Then he decided to go running back because he ended up trading so much capital. He got trading. He ended up getting back so much on his return, and he ended up drafting a running back out of Memphis. Now remember, this is not just your regular running back. This is a guy that can play the wide receiver position, that can be your running back, that can also return. All right, so he'll help you in 3 areas on the team. He decided to complement the tight end position with Thaddeus Moss out of LSU. Listen, we talk about pedigrees all the time. I feel like we don't talk about the Moss pedigree. We talk about the Mannings, the Bosas, the Fullers. How about we start a new trend with the Mosses? How about we bring Moss to San Francisco? Then he went and got an offensive tackle out of Kansas. Another guy that can play multiple positions on the offensive line, Hakeem Adeniji, right? Then he went and got my selector. Like, I like doubling up on the wide receiver position. Don't ask me why. It's just like having 2 guys. We did it last year. It's just something that Kyle Shanahan does. He went and got my man Courtney Davis, who can be a perfect complement to the wide receiver package. Listen, we don't know what Jalen Hurd is going to do. All right, we don't know if he's coming back. We don't even know if he wants to play football, according to some sources out there. All right, and then Trent Taylor, guys. Is it time to move on? We don't know. We'll talk about that on another show. And then he went and addressed the offensive line again with Calvin Throckmorton out of Oregon, who can also play tackle, but he's listed as a center. And now we are on the 210th pick. And as you can see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 picks left in the draft. He's at 210. He is ready to draft his cornerback. We're going to bring Kevin back on. All right. Oops.
I can hear now. I'm good.
Kevin is back in. He says he can hear nice and clear. All right. So let's see who Kevin is picking with the 210th pick. Are you ready, my guy, to select your pick?
I am.
All right. Hold on. I'm giving you applauses already. Okay, with the 210th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the San Francisco 49ers select
Lamar Jackson, corner out of Brunsville.
He got 2 of my guys, dog. Now, let's go ahead and get my guy, Lamar Jackson, on the board. Cornerback out of Nebraska. Looks, we talk so much about Lamar Jackson. He needs no introduction on this show. I think he's like the 4th person that has been selected in mock drafts. Now, what's interesting is I had my man Eric Crocker on here yesterday, right? Yesterday evening. I know that sounds weird. Yesterday evening. All right. And he didn't go with Lamar Jackson. He went with Parnell Motley out of Oklahoma, if I'm not mistaken. So I got to go ahead and look that dude up, give him some film. If I'm not mistaken, that was the guy he chose. All right. Let's keep it moving, man. You're doing a great job in your draft. All right. We're going to go ahead. And I think we're at 217.
Yes, sir.
You know what's cool? How your picks are so close together all of a sudden. Like, that's genius. All right, where are you going with this?
With 217, I've done this PFN mock a few times, and this player is gone if I don't pick him here. And I know, Mike, if you're listening, you're gonna like this pick.
This better not be a kicker. It better not. It better not be a kicker. Go ahead.
I'm gonna take kicker.
No, Mike, what are you doing to our people? With the 217th pick and the 2020 NFL Draft, the San Francisco 49ers select.
Well, if Bass isn't there, I'm going to have to go with Rodrigo Blankenship.
All right. Rodrigo Suave. I just wanted to say that. I don't know why. All right, man. We go with Rodrigo. This was my guy. Mike and I have been going back and forth with kickers. He's a Tyler Bass dude. I'm a Rodrigo dude. They both from Georgia schools. Doesn't really matter. They both are kicking the heck out of footballs. That's a good pick, man. Now Dre's I'm not looking at the comments, and I know Dre is like, why are you drafting the kicker when we gotta pay Robbie Gould? Blah 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 blah. And none of it comes as dead money. So if we cut him, we still gonna owe him that money. I don't know, man. I just like having a kicker to rely on when we need to. you know, I mean, having one in the stash might be good, and he probably will replace Robbie Gould at some point. Not sure if we could stash him on the 49ers. We can have 2 extra picks, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, 2 extra guys on the roster, if I'm not mistaken. But let's keep this moving. All right, we're at the 245th pick. Let's see if we got it. Roberto said no. They gave you a thumb. No, wait, thumb down. I knew Dre's gonna be the first one. I didn't even look, and I knew Dre was going to be the first one to comment. I knew it. He was
okay,
waiting
Dre.
for you. All right.
I'm going to rectify myself with the next pick, so don't worry about it, Dre.
Hey, what's funny is this is the comment that's funny. Now, can we trade up to get a holder? Right. I got you. All right. So listen, this is my kicker, and I think he would be here later in the draft. I'm surprised you see Tyler Bass. I wonder where he went. We have to go back and check to see where he went. All right. Now, let's go ahead and let's keep this draft moving. We're at the 245th pick. This is one of our original picks. This is our original pick, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe so, yeah.
So we are at the 245th pick, and where are we going?
This guy is an absolute monster. Again, I don't believe he's going to be there at this point in the draft. So you could say I've been reaching for a couple picks, but you could also say that I'm getting some great value at the actual number pick that we have there. This guy is about 6'4.5", 250, ran a 4.7. He can play edge. He can play down. He can play in the 5 technique. He can play inside of the tackles. He's got good hands. And I'm going to go with, I'm ready, Breezy, when you're...
With the 245th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the San Francisco 49ers select
Derek Tuska, North Dakota
State. The man, Derek Tuska out of North Dakota. Hey, man, you just explained it, man. He needs no introduction on this show either. He's been a fan favorite for a minute since I think my man Dre was the one that broke him out on his first mock draft. I've been researching him before Dre's mock draft. This was a guy that I saw with a high motor, and I'm a high motor guy. Give me someone that is not taking off a play. That's a great pick, man. Big guy, 4'7". Whew. Listen, good complimentary piece, man. Complimentary piece. Look, we got the picks to do it. Let's go. Look, redeemed. I put people onto him. Thank you. Hey, man, I'm giving you credit, man, what credit is due. All right, Dre? You're always going to get that within me. You got a thumbs up for that pick, too, by the way. So let's go ahead and give you your applause. All right. All right, man. Let's keep this draft going, man. We are at pick 252. Now, remind you, we have 252, and then we skip a pick, and we got 254. So this young man, Kevin, has got us some draft capital, man. Not all these guys are going to make the squad, but let's see where we're going with the 252nd pick.
With the 252nd pick, I'm actually going to go somebody that would add some depth. And I know Elijah Lee, I believe he signed with another team, correct? He's not going to be on the squad next year. So I want somebody who can come in and potentially, if one of our linebackers goes down, this guy can play the Mike, the Will, or the Sam. Okay, he's fast and he's quick. I'm ready to make the pick when you're ready.
With the 252nd pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the San Francisco 49ers select
Chris Barnes, linebacker, UCLA.
Chris Barnes. Hey, Dre, I want to know about this kid because you ain't never mentioned Chris. That was a double negative. You have never mentioned Chris Barnes to me, and that's your squad, UCLA. Whenever I talk about a player, Dre's the first one to tell me yay or nay. I can't wait to hear his reaction. Let's read about Chris Barnes a little bit. Slightly undersized. You think that might be an issue in this defense?
I don't think so. I mean, Dre Greenlaw is considered undersized. He's 6'1", maybe 230, 235. Okay. So, this guy, Chris Barnes, is probably about this. Yeah, I think he's about the same size. But he's physical, and I believe that he could potentially fill. If somebody goes down, then I think he could come in. And, we remember when Quan Alexander went down, we had Elijah Lee and Al-Shaair coming into play. I think this guy is an upgrade from Al-Shaair.
So, wow. Okay.
I like Al-Shaair. I think he's a good player. He has to get better. He has to get better. He has
He
to
has
get
to
better.
get better. So this is another. So this is why I like. So here's the thing. I like you drafting these players because again, you're sticking to the competition or the competitive script that Kyle Shanahan likes. Yeah, man, I got some linebackers, but I'm going ahead and draft a few more linebackers because I'm going to produce a fire under you. Either you step up, get better, or somebody's coming in to take your spot. I like the way you think, huh? I like the way you think. Definitely. All right, let's keep this draft going, man. We are at the 254th pick now in the NFL draft. And oh, wait, I didn't read your thumbs ups. Hold up. Breezy slipping. Dre picked him in his mock. So when Dre did his mock, he picked him, bro. So you good. You good money on this one.
Okay, thank you.
Now I got a question for y'all out there, right? So when y'all pick guys from the schools you like, it's okay. But when Breezy picks players from Michigan, it's like, oh, he a homer. And he, you know, blah, 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 blah. That's how we do me? All right, cool. I'm gonna unfollow each and every one of you. Make sure, since we're talking about following, you will follow my man Kevin at Twitter, man, and you will follow me. And make sure you're hitting that smash and that like button. You see, I got it strolling on the screen. That way I ain't gotta keep saying it, right? So it's scrolling down there at the bottom of the screen. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Smash it. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing. All right, man. Let's keep this moving, Kev. You are doing a great job. We're at 254. Where are we going, baby?
Can you try the safeties?
You know, I'm a linebacker at heart.
Okay.
Because I wasn't fast enough to play safety. But in my second lifetime, safety is my position. Now, one of these players they interviewed. I'm not going to say which one. Is your safety on the board?
I believe they interviewed Jalen Elliott.
They did interview Jalen Elliott.
Okay. I was gonna pick Jordan Fuller, but he's not there.
Yep.
So I'm gonna go ahead and can we check the wide receivers? I know we're running out of time, but
no, time is not. It's of the essence, baby. You're gonna get this draft in. I have to take 2 snapshots to make your draft go. All right, so let's go to the wide receivers. All right, now we're tripling up. Now this says something. Go ahead and talk.
You know, now that if he's not there anymore, so I'm actually not going to pick receiver. Sorry, Breezy.
No problem.
We'll go ahead and pick with the 254. We'll go with the safety.
So you still see a safety there. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So you ready?
Yep. Go ahead.
With the 254th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the San Francisco 49ers select
Jalen Elliott, safety.
Safety Jalen Elliott out of Notre Dame. Now, why Jalen Elliott?
Well, you know, I like Jalen Elliott, and I like our safety depth. We just re-signed Jimmy Ward, and we have Tarvarius Moore to back him up. But Kwaski T, his contract is coming up, and I'm not a huge believer in Marcel Harris. There were some fundamental things that he did wrong last year. There's some things that he did well, but I saw more negatives than positives. And so I think this would be an upgrade from Marcel Harris. I like Jalen Elliott. He can hit, he can run. He's instinctual. So that's why I'm going with the safety. I think he can bump Marcel Harris off of our roster.
Yo, the competition on this team, if the draft goes this way, is going to be freaking legit, bro. Great job. Let's just do a quick recap. At 14, we drafted Javon Kinlaw. We drafted at 15, we drafted T. Higgins. I'm sure you guys can read this. I'm just going to read it to you. At 139, we went running back with Antonio Gibson. At 156, tight end Thaddeus Moss. At 176, Hakeem Adeniji at offensive tackle. At 178, wide receiver Courtney Davis. At 194, center out of Oregon, Calvin Throckmorton. At 210, the 210th pick, we went cornerback out of Nebraska, the Big Ten, Lamar Jackson. All right, listen, curveball was thrown in this draft because my man Kevin selected with the 217th pick, kicker out of Georgia, Rodrigo Blankenship, okay? Then he went and got my man out of North Dakota State, my boy Derek Tuska. I can't wait to say that name. Like, I'm hoping he's a 49er. I just can't wait to say Tuska. All right. And then at 252, we went and got an inside linebacker that can play the Mike, the Will, and the Sam, who is fast and speed is the key to our linebacking core, Chris Barnes. All right. And at 254, a guy coming out of Notre Dame. Again, my man, the safety, Jalen Elliott. Listen, this was a killer draft, man. My man Michael says killer draft. There's going to be some great competition. You're getting B pluses. I see a C plus there.
Well, let me tell you this, Breezer, real quick. Imagine, scroll up. What would the grade be if one of those three wide receivers was there? Then we would have Ruggs, Judy, or Lamb, and Kinlaw in the first round. So that's just how the chips fell. It's just how the chips fell this time.
That's a great question. Yo, he said, what would his grade be if Ruggs? Look, you got an A minus. B. Yo, Dre gave you a B plus. Some guys, my man Roberto gave you a C. But his question was, what if he would have got Ruggs, Judy, or Lamb and Javon Kinlaw in the first round? Like, now what? Now what? Listen, it was how the chips fell. Those three guys were drafted before we had our pick. All right. We're not trading up to draft one of those guys. Okay. I might have traded up to draft Jeffrey Okudah, but that's just me. All right. He addressed every position in the draft. We did pass on Okay. So here's a comment for you. You passed on Justin Jefferson. This was Crocker's guy. Why would you pass on Justin Jefferson? Connecticut 49ers. I hear you, Renee. Why would you pass on Justin Jefferson?
You know, I was high on Justin Jefferson when we didn't have the 13th pick. I thought somebody that we could potentially get at 31. But I think his production at LSU, being in a pass-happy system with who's probably going to be the number one pick and a great compliment, and Jamar Chase on the other side, and you had a guy like Thaddeus Moss, I think his numbers were a little bit inflated. I'm not saying he didn't produce. He definitely produced. But I still think we need some size if we can't get that speed receiver. I know Jefferson's 6'2", but he's a little more slider than Higgins. So I wanted some size, and I think that – and Higgins runs the same 40. They've got the similar type of speed, so I just want somebody who's a little bit bigger and a little more physical.
Hey, man, you said it. Size matters. Look, all I'm saying is it would be cool to have a bigger, taller wide receiver, man. Look, we haven't had one in a while. I think like the last biggest, tallest receiver we had was probably Crabtree, and when it came to size was Anquan Bolden. And it's just we need a different type of complementary piece. I definitely like the T. Higgins piece. But a lot of fans saying you reach to go get him. But you know what? If your guy's on the board, my theory is if your guy is there, go grab him. If your guy is there, you have the pick, go ahead and grab him, right? That's how I look at it. So great draft. Thank you, Kevin, for coming on the show. Thank you for doing your thing, man. You definitely have this draft all mocked out. Look at the extra things that we have going into 2021, guys. I don't know if you guys peeped this part right here. All right. We got a 2020. We got Tampa Bay's 3rd. Denver's 5th, Denver's 6th, and Tampa Bay's 7th. So we got some extra chips to play with in 2021. Yo, y'all make sure y'all follow my boy Kevin on Twitter. Did you put your Twitter handle in here, man? Because I don't see it.
I think it's in there, but if not, it's SF9er49.
All right, man. You hear that? At SF9er49. All right. Make sure you guys go ahead and give them a follow. We truly appreciate you here from Nothing But Niners, man. I'm going to go ahead and close out the show, but thank you for being a part of the show, bro.
You're welcome, man. Thanks for having me on.
Anytime, man. Peace. Listen, that was freaking amazing. Like, my brain, like, how many of you gonna go out there and do some mock drafts and try to trade like 95 picks just to get some capital in this particular draft? Hey, if this is the draft you feel like you want to invest in, then you go ahead and you do it. All right. You know, Kinlaw, he's definitely a dope guy, man. I'm not gonna lie. You know, Dre did break him down on his show yesterday, and Dre said, hey, man, I could get a guy that can play the defensive end and the defensive tackle position just as well as Kinlaw, or maybe even better. So the 49ers like versatility out of their players. So he drafted Marlon Davidson out of Auburn. Listen, my man Kevin drafted this guy. I thought he was a great pickup, man. Kinlaw is a monster. And then he went and turned around and got Higgins. Listen, Higgins would be higher rated, guys, if he would have just ran a goddamn 40. You know, if he would have participated at the combine, I'm sure Higgins' stock would have went up. But instead, your boy Justin Jefferson's stock went up. And that's why a lot of people are high on Justin Jefferson, and I'm not even mad at that. All right. Listen, you guys were excellent, excellent today. Thank you guys so much for doing all your interactions, man. I truly appreciate that. Like, your interactions mean everything to me. It just helps me with the show, helps the show flow and all that good stuff, man. And I truly appreciate each and every one of you. Make sure you guys are smashing that like button. Listen, do me a favor, and I don't know if we ever ask you guys to do this, but I'm asking you to do this. All right, copy the link, right? Do me a favor, copy the link and post a tweet about it and tag 49ers Breezy in it, and I'll retweet all your tweets, man. Copy the link of today's show and go ahead and start putting that out. Make sure you tag me in it so I can get my retweet. I'll retweet and comment on your joint. You know what I'm saying? Let me know that you tuned into the show, man. I love each and every one of you. We're going to be out. I think Nick's going to be on here this evening with another fan draft show. It's going to be crazy. All right, man. Thank you guys again. We're going to go ahead and kick this show out. All right. Prepare for glory, anticipate pain, but always remain faithful. Peace.